This is Clinchfield. I mean, this right here before your very eyes is the real Clinchfield Railroad. You can talk all you want about your Copper Creeks and Spiffy Loops, the 2 Rocky Gorges and 6 big rivers, and the succession of tunnels through all those mountains. Yes, you can visit every one of those ravishing glamour shots along this fabled old line, but you won't feel the true pulse of this stoic railroad till you get right here next to the rails in Erwin, Tennessee. Not surprisingly, we are dead center on the Clinchfield route. That course has hardly changed over the past 80 years, and likewise, the heart of that railroad is still right here. Oh sure, CSX severed some vital family routes with the personnel where job reductions, consolidations, and relocations standard in any corporate merger. They even moved all the dispatching duties to Jacksonville, Florida. Except for the dispatch control panel itself, which, believe it or not, went to a local fishery and museum. And after all those changes, a visitor to this busy railroad yard still gets a sense of Erwin's ongoing charismatic influence. In a minute, we'll take a quick look at Erwin Railroad life, but first I want to give you a rundown on what to look for in this video. We are going to cover the south half of the Clinchfield line, and as often as is practical, we will give you a waypoint and or a milepost marker to help keep you geographically located and attuned with the enclosed map and waypoint list. You will be seeing a bunch of trains, so keep in mind that Clinchfield is a north-south railroad. Down here, all coal loads head south, and the empties you'll see are running northbound. While our general movement will be southbound towards Spartanburg, there will be times, such as when we're chasing trains up the loops, that we will briefly change directions and head north. Just like in the first tape, our intent herein is to give you a look at how CSX is running things today on what was the old Clinchfield line. Even though the Clinchfield has been gone for 8 years, you'll still see some familiar evidence of the good old days. Then again, there are a few new customers on old industrial spurs and many vacancies on abandoned or at least idle rail sidings. What you won't see are the tracks that have been removed, which, in irony, mark the progress of a modern mega railroad like CSX. A year ago, we heard that CSX was running close to 30 different design schemes on its motive power fleet. Today, however, the number of unique paints is obviously thinning, as at least one of those bright yellow-nosed units is now part of almost every CSX train. In the same fashion, the call for foreign power is way down, and thusly you'll be seeing far fewer of those colorful Santa Fe leased engines that obliterated the North End last year, and even fewer of CSX's own neglected, time-worn engines. With a little luck, we may even catch up with a few of those brand new, wide-body comfort cab, though not yet air-conditioned, GE 40-8 CWs. You saw these F units closing out our first Clinchfield tape, the Elkhorn City to Erwin video. They were pulling a special for industrial giant Tennessee Eastman, and we'll follow this train throughout our tape all the way to Spartanburg. At the same time, and heading the other way, you'll be seeing this GP40 passenger special en route from Spartanburg to Erwin. CSX ran this pride ride to celebrate the Corbin division's superlative first-place safety record. Keep in mind that whenever you see this train, it is traveling opposite to the general travel of this tape. One more thing, which already may be obvious to you, is that just like on the north end, the only other big-name active railroad we'll be seeing down here will have those big black thoroughbreds on the front end. However, if we're real lucky, we may catch a brand new short line switching the rails that used to work southern textile mills. For now, let's get going here at Erwin Yard with a quick tour of the plant. This elephant-style string of old GEs is sitting in what was known as Warren Yard, but is now better known as the Rock Creek Lead. The area is used for some storage, but its claim to fame is that it is the only other north end route in or out of Erwin Yard. While the highway and railroad are relatively parallel at this point, the train takes an upper-level route for most of the run between Relief and Huntdale. We first began to pace this returning unit coal train south of here at Green Mountain and picked it up again just north of Relief. With a train speed of 25 miles per hour along the Tow River, it was easy to backtrack and twice cross the river to get in front of the train again before it blocked the highway at the Relief Bridge and defect detector. For more than 40 years, conductors on Clinchfield's number 38 would just now be announcing, next stop Spruce Pine. Spruce Pine is next. Today, things are a little more subdued as a coal train simply slips between the signals at holdout and enters the confines of this mountain jewel called Spruce Pine. Yes, this is certainly another of my many favorite towns along the Clinchfield. From the file of great shots we'll never see again are these late 1970s ridge sighting photos from Steve King's book, Clinchfield Country. This first shot features a shifter passing the North Ridge switch, and then a motor car is surrounded by passing trains and a set of pushers. Because maintaining one track on this unstable mountain was difficult enough, and because there just wasn't enough room between tunnels for a standard passing track, the siding was removed so that today only the rusty metal crew shack remains, albeit without any crews. Also seemingly gone forever are clear vision shots from this vantage point on the Blue Ridge Parkway directly over Ridge Tunnel.